Alrighty, so today I'm gonna be drawing something. It's gonna be something special, something otherworldly, something you can really sink your teeth into. So as you can see, it's a circle. It's a weird circle. It's a circle with bumps, and if life isn't perfect, why should our circle be? And that's something I really try to capture in my drawing, is like the imperfections of life. Life is not some glossy sort of, simple sort of sleek marble countertop. It's more of like a gravel road with like what are those things? Stones and rocks, and it's like a bindi patch. It's like, it looks beautiful. It looks like you're walking barefoot. It's a beautiful day. The sun's out, and lo and behold, bindi patch, and you're 10 feet deep in the bindi patch, right? And to get out, you actually have to walk across more bindis. And which direction do you take? We don't know. Well, you got in there, so you'd probably turn around and go back. But, just get some thongs maybe. Thongs would help. It's the next best thing to wearing no shoes. And, once the bindi patch passes, you can just sort of remove the thongs and, enjoy the bindiless surfaces. Barefoot, but you braved the bindis. That's the most important thing. You got through it. You picked them out. Sometimes they're hard to get out, but we can't give up. We got to keep trying. It will come out. It won't be stuck forever. Now I've just drawn sunken eyes, always tired. They're always tired, and cheekbones, neck. Neck is always the easiest ways to go after you draw a head. It's just logical. And a lot of people think that it's not logical, creative endeavors, but the next logical step is a neck. Post-head neck, they call it in the art world. And, if you're drawing a man, you may as well draw some pointy breasts. That's what one of my professors used to tell me. Never shy away from breasts, especially if they're anorexic. It's a simple learning curve, but I think I'm getting the hang of it slowly. The hands are coming up, they're coming down, they're coming round. There's no hands. We don't do hands around here. We're not we're not handy. We're not handy. We're just dandy. We're just living amongst the muggles, sliding through, keeping it real, keeping it fresh. We're keeping it fresh for all the people out there. Now, if you don't have armpit hair on your drawing, you're missing out. And we're missing out. You're selling us short, and you should work on that. There's something you should work on, is just embracing the armpit hair. Because, we all have it naturally after a certain age, most of us, not all of us. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's totally natural. Just embrace it. Draw it out. Get it out. Get it out of there. Get it out of your system. Get it out of your system. Purge a little. Draw some armpit hair. It's an underutilized tool. It's an underutilized coping mechanism, and I'm here to spread the message of armpit hair utilization within the confines of a artistic context. Let it out, braid it, grow it, brush it. Make sure you brush it. No one wants to see uncombed armpit hair unless you're going for that sort of bohemian sort of lifestyle. And look, I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm not here to judge you. I've been there. I've had that bohemian sort of armpit epidermitibetevolopo hair. Yeah, epidermis was the word I was looking for. I was thinking of Nelson Muntz, in that classic scene, classic Simpsons scene where he yells out to Bartholomew, who's climbed the top of a treehouse to gain the attention of his school chums who have sought refuge in a newly acquired swimming pool the Simpsons have acquired, and he thought it would be a great idea to climb atop the treehouse. Quite a large drop, and he's showing off basically. He likes the attention. He wants to jump into the pool when Nelson throws at him a classic line. He says, "Hey Simpson, your epidermis is showing." Now, young Simpson doesn't realize that epidermis is just a term for hair, which is quite funny because his hair, there's nothing wrong with hair showing, but Bartholomew, the uneducated chum he is, thinks it's some sort of private part or bottom, something like that. I'm not gonna name names, but you get the idea. And amidst the confusion, looking for what's hanging out, he loses his balance and plummets to the ground. And in the process, he ends up breaking his leg. And poor Bart. It's a summer. He's got a pool. He's gonna be the most popular kid, but he's trapped inside, and he gets weird. He gets weird. He does. He becomes like a hermit, and he starts spying on the neighbors, and he thinks he sees old Christian Ned next door murder his wife, and what takes part is quite a thrilling chase to get to the bottom of this. And I gotta tell you, he had me convinced. It was adding up, and I started to question my own sanity, and I was thinking, well, maybe Bartholomew is onto something. And that was a classic episode. The Simpsons is a great show. I miss it. I really do. Not that I don't. And I can't just sit there and watch it all day. Maybe I should just put it on mute. Probably know half the lines anyway. So what we got here is some brainiac, and he's protruding from some sort of, looks like a tiresome sort of figure who's buried shoulder deep in the earth, and he's flowering a anorexic brainiac with breasts, male. I'd say it's male. It's fairly androgynous, so maybe I shouldn't be so quick to judge. But anyway, it seems to me like this guy's got a brain that's not really fitting, or this mouth that's emerging from the sky seems to be having some sort of suction effect on the brain. Could be perceived as maybe the consciousness, and that's something we should take into consideration. It's definitely a mouth. It's got the little punching bag at the back. It's got one tooth. Perhaps an infant. Quite an infantile mouth, isn't it? Is that the first tooth or is it the last tooth? That's what you got to ask yourself at times like this. It could be the first tooth. It could be the last tooth. Do you know what I mean? Like all the others have fallen out. That's the only remaining one. Or it could be the first one that's grown through. And let me tell you, growing teeth is painful. We've all done it. If we're lucky to live that long, I've done it. You've done it. And then we lose them. How's that? We gotta grow them to lose them, to grow them again. What are they? It's calcium, isn't it? It's like the stuff the bones and fingernails are made of. Teeth. They're quite solid, aren't they? Far out. That's trippy, isn't it? Just these weird things in our mouth. Now, there's a big debate about teeth with whether humans are naturally herbivores or carnivores. I don't know the specifics, There's the eye tooth that some believe is for, breaking into meat and that. But other people, they look at gorillas and stuff who I think they're herbivorous. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But their diet consists of a lot of bamboo, and they have those big fangs. And that's not for meat. That's for grass. Bamboo is a type of grass. So that's interesting. But then you look at cows' teeth. They got different teeth which cut open the grass, which breaks open the stuff that's nutritious. But cows are not quite an efficient machine as I'd like. They have some work to do. They got like 6 stomachs. I think they can do better. I think we need to go back to the drawing board on cows' digestion. It's a lot of work. Look, they have to eat all day. Surely there's a better way. Surely they got other things they could do. They just sit around eating all day just to stay alive. Luckily, there's plenty of grass. Hopefully they're not in a drought. I'm sure farmers feed them other things like hay. Hey, it's Saturday. So look at this face. It's a bit wonky, man. I don't know how the mouth. It went the opposite way to what I wanted it to. Like, see how it's poking to the right? I wanted it to sort of poke to the left, so it fit the perspective of the rest of the face. But I'm still learning. I didn't say I was done. I'll never be done learning. I'll be learning forever. I'm staying a student, and that's my promise to you. Stay a student. Stay hungry. Stay humble. Stay working. Keep it 100. Keep it funky fresh. Never forget to call your mum and say that you love her, because you've only got one. The dogs. Man, these dogs drive me nuts. But you gotta love them, dogs. That's what they're there for. They're guard dogs. Hopefully it's not going too much longer. Shade in the eyes, bit of forehead action. So it's like a baby mouth. I'd say it's more of an elderly baby. This is an elderly baby. This is one of those geriatric babies, aged quickly. Time was not kind to this fella. But, we keep on trucking. As Robert Crumb says. He didn't like that drawing. Keep on trucking. He's perhaps his most famous, well-known work. Allegedly caused him a lot of grief, because he originally got about, I don't know if it was for this particular artwork, but it was like $600, and then the people who bought it from him made millions, but then they didn't pay tax, and so he ended up having to pay all the tax, even though he didn't make any money from it, because they didn't believe that he sold it for like $600. So it just caused years of headaches in court and freaking lots of money down the drain. And that's one thing that the young artists aren't really wary of, is sort of business sense, and they're prone to being taken advantage of by sort of the vultures of industry, the vultures of mass production, those with dollar signs in their eyes, and we got to be careful out there. Hopefully, with things like the internet, we can reclaim our control. But anyway, so this drawing overall, I'm semi-happy with it. I got a lot of work to do. I want to do another one. I'm gonna have to practice, and I'll see you next time, eh? So after watching this back, I like the drawing, but I decided I'm gonna give it another go, because now it's out. Now I've got the basic image, and then now I can sort of give it another go and try and get it just a little bit better, because I'm not completely satisfied. and yeah, I guess that's how you improve. So this is the updated version that you're looking at right now.